Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Hope everyone's all well on this warm, humid Monday evening. Here to talk about all things West Ham and more. Please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV, goes a long way. And subscribe to the channel, that also goes a long way. It's been a bit of a mad 24 hours, let's be real. Well, we've actually signed a player. And now it looks like moves might be starting to happen. Listen, at the end of the day, we need players. Simple as that. And we need personnel. But, you know, we can't be fucking about waiting. Deuce, just to start. You got Mateus Fernandes is another one that's been mentioned tonight. I've done a little bit of research on him. Ex-Sporting Lisbon player, played for Southampton last season. Done pretty all right for Southampton, and if we can go and get these young up-and-coming players, all we've got to do is hope that they all gel in. But we're going to talk about it. Check your comments in the comment section. Shout out to John. Hope you're well, mate. Have some respect. Talk now, E20. Told you. You ever say about shagging my missus again, mate? I will send you to your maker, brother. Yeah, ever again. You say about that. Say about me. You don't bring my missus into nothing, mate. Otherwise, I'll send you to Allah or Buddha or Christ, any one of which you like, son. But listen, we might be making moves, but let's wait and see what happens with these moves. For me, I start off with Youth. Obviously, that's come out. He's in Rush Green. He's been doing his stuff, and you know, he's been doing his media stuff. So basically, tomorrow, I reckon tomorrow afternoon, stroke evening, we're going to see a video of him. And do you know what? I've got a brilliant comment from a Slavia fan last night when I done that video late last night, because I was absolutely fucking bollocks, mate, from Chesterton. I was literally knackered. Listen, don't do Chesterton, man. Like, especially if you want to, like, if you want to, like, your legs to be good, don't do Chesterton. But I done that video, and a Slavia fan come on there and basically said that he's a very humble man, left-sided attacker. Like, he's not just a wing back, he's a winger. And you know, there's a lot of positives in the post that I put up on X for everyone to see. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, there's a lot of positives with Youth, and this is one that we've been pinpointing for ages. We've managed to finally get him, and we can go from there. But it's going to be interesting to see how West Ham set up next year. I'm going to be straight. Like, I don't know how they're going to set up. They set up a 3-4-3. Is it a 5-3-2? People are saying to me it's a 5-3-2 with wing backs, and like a sort of like a floating midfield. I don't know. This is why you're here. This is why you're here to tell me what's going on. According to reports, Potter wants young, hungry players with things to prove. The only thing with that, John, is that you can go and get young, hungry players, but are they all going to bed in at the same time? Like, because I don't think West Ham have time to basically give these kids time to gel. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you've got to have a bit of youth and experience in there, but let's be real. The signs are good. We need to see a bit more than this, though. Do you know what I'm saying? I need one thing we will probably all agree with on this tonight is that West Ham have to be ready for August the 16th. They have to be. They can't be sitting there waiting for players. And, you know, I don't want West Ham going to September the 2nd and then we're sitting here waiting going, well, what the fuck is going on? Do you know what I'm saying? See, Terence says there, yeah. Evening, I reckon it's a 5-3-2. That's what I reckon and all, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? I fucking hate five at the back. I really do, mate. I really, really do. Right, I'm gonna try and get through all your comments. It's all banter, champ. Yeah, man, I know, mate. I know. It was a funny though. I thought of that reply myself, and I thought it was a good one. Diouf's highlights look quality, big, strong. Peach for the left, peg, glides past players with a delivery like Chris Well. Do you know what? One thing I will say, Phil, on Diouf, one thing I noticed, and pretty much all his clips, the man's direct, straight, direct forward. I love that in a player. I hate this sideways and back bollocks that West Ham and clubs play. When they get the ball, they check back before they go forward. That irritates the life out of me. One thing I've noticed with all the clips that Diouf's done, he picks the ball up, drives straight away. Exactly what West Ham need. We need ball carriers. It's one thing we lack in our side is ball carriers. Bowen does it brilliantly. Wan-Bissaka's okay at it to a point. And that's it. There's no one else. Like maybe Cryer. He does it and all, but you know, it's a bit like that with Cryer. You don't know what he don't know if he's coming or fucking going. So, I still think more will be going out than coming in. Unfortunately, others being one of them. Do you know what, mate? Right. As long as we can get this midfield sorted out and a centre forward, then I'll be happy. I think the midfield's the major problem. We all know it last year. It's the only thing I'm a bit surprised with West Ham at the minute that they haven't really sort of concentrated on this midfield, but it looks like they're going to turn their attentions to this midfield with Fernandes. And I think Fernandes ain't too bad. He's 21 years old. I don't know. I still think there's a geezer over in Club Brugge. Like name evades me, but he's a quality player. Now AC Milan have just signed Luka Modric for midfield, and I think we will go back in for this geezer. I can't remember what his name is, but he actually turned us down, and well, let's hope he don't turn us down again. Let's get this man in. Evening, James. Hope you're well. Fernandes, El Canisi. Fucking mate. Some of these names, mate. I'm gonna butcher some of these names all year, mate. 100%. The players we need. The rest of the players, all right, mate. Honestly, he's all right. I'm not overly excited about him. I just saying. Someone said the other day on a video that I was watching, and I think it was Nicky Hawkins on West Ham Fan TV, turned around and said it best. As long as West Ham have got balance this year, well, that's a start. Um, that's the guy, Phil. Nice one, mate. If we get Onyedika, great. Yeah, we should have got Onyedika weeks ago, right? It was us fucking about with this transfer. But the other geezer who's over there, I think's a very, very good player. Do you know what I'm saying? One thing we do need, I think Duke's a good player, but I think the fan base needs something to erupt the fan base in a positive way, like a signing that's going to just blow them out the water. And I hope it's someone like that. Really, if I'm being honest, I really do. Um, let's get what Phil's got to say. I reckon Diouf will be a fan's favourite. Only got to see the reputation he had from the fans when he come on for 2 minutes. Do you know what? Someone put that brilliantly on social media. He comes on in the Czech league, and you know the whole fan base is up and applauding this geezer. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. So yes, James. We've signed the player. What position is priority next? Midfield, mate. I think we all know that midfield. We've got to get this midfield sorted out now. One thing I can't work out with West Ham at the minute, and I really can't, is that you got James Ward-Prowse, you got Souček, and after that, who else we really got? Do you know what I mean? Andy Irving, no good. Guido, no good. Obviously, Carl Soler's gone back to his parent club. Lucas Paqueta, I don't know what happens with him. Do you know what I'm saying? What do you do with him? Do you let him go? Does he want to change the scenery? Because that situation is going to get very, very dirty, like extremely dirty. And for me, that's one where do you really need the player there or not? I don't know, mate. He hasn't been great, Lucas Paqueta, for a long time, right? And I can understand what people are saying about, well, um, but what do you do with him? For me, I think you got to let him go, mate. I think you got to try and get some money for him. And if you're going to do this brand of young up and coming players, you got to sell Paqueta now. I really do. I understand what John's saying about Potts. I think Potts. This is Potts' big moment now. Especially this pre-season is probably Potts' biggest pre-season of his career so far. Because if he can't break in West Ham's midfield for next season now, he never will. As simple as that. We need to see him. We need to see him in Germany when we play Grasshoppers, and we have to see what he's all about. I believe that Potts will be all right for West Ham, but is he ready to be first choice, like a first choice starter playing week in week out? I don't know. I don't know on that one. So the midfield, it's gonna be interesting. I've got a feeling there's gonna be a midfield change. I don't know. I got a strange feeling that either Souček or Prowse, one of them will be out the door. Like I don't see how Prowse fits in that side if he's going to go for young, up and coming, fresh players. And Prowse not a lot of dough, but remain to be seen, I guess. What we got here? I hope Potts can break through like Rice did. He was tearing it up at Portsmouth. It's a shout, mate. Pompey don't really get their recruitment wrong, and their fans don't really get it wrong when it comes to players. For me, so if the fans are turning around and saying, "Yep, right, we want him back and everything," then he must be doing all right. But can he go from Portsmouth to West Ham United first team? I don't think he can go first team, but if he can, I think he can be a squad player, 100% on this. Like I don't see how he can't. Um, but it's gonna be interesting to see. He's got a whole pre-season. Like he's gonna go to America, and it's gonna be interesting to see what Potter's gonna be trying to do because obviously I will get on to the enemy of the state at the minute in Mister Mohammed Judas. And listen. I actually felt for him the other day. I thought he was being sold under under us, but the way he's topping up, the way he's carrying on at the minute, when he gets to the West Ham on the 13th, he'd be lucky if he gets that alive. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but I will get onto that shortly. Going back to what I was just saying, Potts, obviously, Harvey's got an injury now. Just need to see some youngsters, mate, and to see what they can do, and go from there. And another player that I do think will be out the door pretty soon is Emerson. I think with the arrival of the youth, I think someone said it today. I think even X said it that it's going to be Diouf as the sort of left fullback, stroke winger, and you got Scholes as the left back. So if West Ham play different systems, Scholes comes into that. I actually don't mind Scholes as the left back. I really don't. I think defensively he's pretty good. The problem is with Scholes, his attacking threat is poor, but he's young. Like it's going to happen. But with Diouf, it seems like you just give this geezer the ball, he's going forward, mate, and he's like bombarding forward and doesn't give a shit. And I love that in players. One thing I love in players, I remember Sebastian Chamel used to bomb up and down the wing back in the day. Obviously, Glenn Johnson for the back in the day before he left to go to Liverpool. I like them sort of players. They just get the ball down and just want to go forward. So, we'll just have to see on that. But let's talk about the Judas. Fucking hell, mate. Some of the shit I've read, and obviously I've been clipped up, and I can't wait to the 13th. I really can't. Because if West Ham turn up and turn them over, mate, I will go fucking viral. I'll make sure of it. Coming out and seeing that today about he puts I'll tell you what happened. Last night, he puts out a post and he turns his comments off on Instagram. And then I go on Twitter or X and he's done the same thing there again, but he forgot to turn the comments off, and then he eventually turned the comments off. Saying about his arts with Spurs and all that, he's really really fucking gone down the pan, that kid. Do you know what I'm saying? And there was fans who who adored him to a point, and to go there and giving it all that, I seriously can't wait until Aaron Wan-Bissaka serves him up. Can't wait because we all know that Mo will pick up the ball and go forward, and Aaron's good at going one on one with a defender. He's one of the best one on one defenders in the world. Do you know what I'm saying? And I can't wait. I can't wait because I know he's going to get shut down. If we turn him over on the 13th, it'd be fucking poetry, mate. Absolute poetry. And I just need West Ham to kick into gear early, right? And we will know this at the start of the season, right? If we go to Sunderland and we look all right, then hopefully we might have a good season, right? I just need West Ham to be ready, and that's the only thing that worries me. Right, at present, are West Ham ready? I don't think they're nowhere near it. But give them 4 or 5 weeks, if we can bring in 4 or 5 players, like including Diouf, then we've got half a chance. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, James, look at Fabriziano. Well, what's he fucking said now? Let's have a look. Billions. Let's have a look, mate. Let's see if we wish I had fucking billions. You know what I mean? Right, is it good news? Is it not good news? Or is he? Or am I getting trolled tonight? Let's have a look. Right, let's have a look. Fabriziano, Romano, Dibano. What we got? 1 minute in. Uh, what's he saying? I'll have a look, mate. There's nothing here. Nothing here. Uh, can't believe Osman's gone to. Oh, he's rejected it. Well, fair enough. Oh, nothing there, mate. Nothing there. Um, nothing at all. Yeah, I mean, evening as a favour. Evening all. Freshfield, I hope you're well, mate. Aaron Wan-Bissaka can't lose him. Yeah, you know, mate. You know, and I can't believe the shit that he's come out with over the last sort of 48 hours. Like, do you know what I'm saying? To go down that road. Now, obviously, the transfer request looks more unlikely, but you know, we'll have to wait and see on that. But West Ham do need a replacement, and whoever that is, it'd be great. I didn't want to sell him, but with seeing how he's acting, I feel like it's the right thing to do. We need players like youth that respect the club. Completely agree, mate. Completely agree. But it was funny though when I see it because I was like, "What the fuck are you trying to do to yourself here, mate?" Do you know what I mean? You should just at the end of the day, right? Players move on, right? But ever since he's gone there, he's took the piss, right? It's just took the piss out of us. That's all well and good, but when he comes to the LS, I expect that place to be fucking as hostile as Upton Park. And if it isn't, and if you're standing next to a person and they're sitting there eating their popcorn, you need to tell them to get up off their fucking ass and say, right, this geezer has turned his back on us, took the piss out of us, and he's with a rival now, and with one of the worst rivals, you know. Um, but will it happen? I don't know, mate. I don't know. Let's talk about Mr. Fernandes. What do you people make of Mateus Fernandes, ex-Sporting Lisbon, currently plays at Southampton? Looks tidy, man. Looks a tidy sort of midfielder. We've been linked with Douglas Luiz and all, which I don't know about that one. Like Douglas Luiz at Villa was very good. Douglas Luiz at Juventus hasn't really been given the opportunity, but I suppose he could do a job. And also the Alvarez thing, like I see people saying about giving Alvarez another chance. Yeah, I'm not on this one. If you want me to be truthfully honest, I'm really not on it with the Alvarez thing. I think you got to let him go. I think the Premier League's too fast for him. I think he's not far. He can't get around the pitch as much as we need him to, and he's a bit of a fucking liability, mate. Like 2 times last year, he got sent off, right? And the game at Nottingham Forest, um, there was two. There was one at Liverpool in the cup, and there was one at Nottingham Forest last year. And I can't remember which one it was, but I think it was Nottingham Forest one where he literally slid from about 10 yards back and he's just gone straight through the player on a yellow card. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, you're just a fucking mug. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously we end up losing that game. I think we got hammered there 3-0, if I remember, at Forest. Um, for me, I think he's stocked high now. I think you need to get rid of him now. And I think you need to bring in someone who's a bit more calmer on the ball. Do you know what I mean? We don't need enforcers, so to speak. We need midfielders who can get the ball to feet and move through the lines. That's what we need. But let me know what you think on that. I rate him. I can feel both the left 10 role and deep in midfield. Yeah, it's Mateus, isn't it? Let's see what Neil's got to say. Neil Chapman. When people say that Pack will leave, by the time the case is sorted and he's acquitted, the transfer window will be closed. He will have to stay. What do you think on him? I see a rumor the other day, and I bumped into a geezer, funny enough, yesterday, subscriber. I was out in Chesington and his subscriber that was there. Shout out to Toby, and come up and chat with me for about 15 minutes as I was waiting for my missus and uh, sister and their partner and her son, all that, to come off this ride. And he was talking about the Lucas Paqueta situation, and with Toby, he's into his horses and dogs and everything else. And I said, "What do you reckon on that?" He said they're going to try and get him on something minimal. But what something he said, which I thought was bang on. I mean, like proper spot on. They showed these sort of the decisions that where he's been booked. Then they also showed decisions where he should have been booked and he hadn't been booked, and some of the decisions were worse than the ones that he got booked for. So it shows inconsistencies with the refereeing. And I never thought of it like that. I really didn't. And they're going to try and go down that route with Lucas Paqueta. For me personally, I've always said this. I stood by this from minute one. I think they're going to get him. They're going to do him on something so small that it means that they've got a charge against him, so they can't be countersued. If he gets away with this scot free, and basically they can't find anything on him, it's going to be a nightmare for the FA. Like, simple as that. So I'll be stunned if he gets away with it. I really will. Um, I No, I just don't see it. I really don't. Let's have a look. Alvarez, Guido are just mobile enough to play midfield. Yeah. Um, Keep Alvarez just for the Spurs game. Just let him smash Judas. Do you know what, mate? I had them coming at me the other day, funny enough, and I had to laugh at it. Like, they said, "Oh, he's gonna like score and all that," and I thought about it. And I thought Aaron's just gonna fucking wrap him up, mate. Yeah, I mean, Potter just say, "Right, Aaron, get on Kudus, push him wide. Don't let him cut inside. When he picks the ball up from deep, just if you have to foul him, bring him down there. Because what it is with Mo, he goes ahead of steam from way back. You stop him there, does the job, doesn't it? So um, yeah, he's like enemy of the state at the minute. I heard that left back can whip a ball in, a ball striking fullback with Suchek crashing with back. Do you know another thing I see today? Also, all right, is Nicholas Fulkrug. Anyone who see that video today, of him basically like his journey, like pre-season, like Nicholas Fulkrug having a laugh and all that. He seems like the sort of personality you need if you're going to get an upbeat squad. I watched it for about 3 minutes. I was thoroughly entertained. Is this the rebirth of Nicholas Fulkrug at West Ham? Because listen, Nicholas Fulkrug played for Germany. He's been centre forward for Germany. He played in a Champions League final. He's not a mug. Do you know what I'm saying? He just needs the supply line now. If he's got balls coming in from either flank, like Wan-Bissaka on one side and Juve on the other, that's your supply line coming in straight into the box. And especially if what Harry just said there about Soucek crashing in and all. Like, if West Ham can just start going back to where they used to be, I'll be fucking over the moon, mate. Do you know what I mean? This sideways and back shit, it irritates the life out of me, and especially playing five at the back and all. I want West Ham to go forward. I want West Ham to attack these teams with intent. And listen, I can accept losing. Fuck me, we can all accept losing. Yeah, but let's go out with a blaze of glory, that rather than just passing ourselves into fucking oblivion. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get what Jay Woods has got to say there. Very good clip, James. A day in the life of Fulkrug. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He seemed like he's got a good personality. He seemed like he was having a laugh, and sometimes you got to take out the bad eggs. And if Mo was a bad egg, which the way he's looking currently right now, it feels that way. And if you can just get the balance right of West Ham, which shout out to Nicky Hawkins, he said it the other day, and I thought about it. I thought, yeah, you're spot on there, mate, because the balance has been fucked at West Ham for the last year. Like, we've been all over the gaff. We can't get into positions where we look like we're a stable unit. We're either too defensive or too attacking, and the balance is just not right. If we can get the balance right, then we've got half a chance of being all right as a team. And if we're all right as a team, then we can give anyone a game. So let's hear what Glenn's got to say. Shout out to Glenn. Could was the same, played for himself, and when you want bad discipline, attitude on off the pitch, sold out a dodgy bullet, 55 mil. I think what it is, I think with that, to round it up with that, we sort of talk about the positivity of West Ham. It's not so much the move, it's where he went to, yeah, and all of them up in North London giving it large, yeah. The only way that they're going to be silenced is on the 13th, is when everyone turns up, everyone's together, and we turn them over. Nothing would give me greater pleasure if we turn them over on the 13th. Fuck me, mate. I will be here faster than a fucking speeding bullet, and that is no joke. And I will make sure that they have full 100% barrels of E20 zone TV. Like, um, that's one game that I hate. Right, them two games, right? And if we turn up and turn them over, it's the best feeling ever. If we get done by them, it's the worst. Do you know what I'm saying? They say it's our rivalry, mate, but they've been non-stop in my fucking comments over the last sort of 4 days, 5 days. So, you know, we'll be coming for you, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? What we got is have a look. Hammer's dad, shout out to that guy. So pleased the Pratt's gone. Never liked the bloke. They proved he had no interest in being at our club. People will finally realise how crap he is, and he trash Spurs again. Fair enough. When Hammer's dad speaks, we have to listen. Uh, Fogg is definitely a good enough. The only question is injuries for me. I think the second striker is a major thing for West Ham now. I mean, like, will Antonio sign a deal? And shout out to that man. He's just lost his parent. Like, he's just lost his mother and all. Do you know what I mean? He's lost both parents. He's nearly died. Fucking that geezer must be going through like hell at the minute. Do you know what I'm saying? And um, I think you might have to cut and run with Antonio on this one. You really do. I don't think. Like, I'd rather West Ham go out and buy a young up and coming striker. And if worst case scenario, Falco gets injured, you chuck Bowen up there. Like, you know, Bowen can do the job up there. Right, he can score goals from up there, right? And then you put Guilherme on the right if you have to, or Somerville or whoever. Do you know what I mean? You work around that. One thing you don't do is just sign people up for the sake of it. And with Mickey, it's a bit sentimental, isn't it? That's the only thing. Let's have a look. What else we got here? Uh, I love Wan-Bissaka, but I don't rate him as a crosser. Personally, I agree with you on that. He goes forward well, but his end product's a bit shit, I must admit. Let's get down the bottom here. Let's have a look. You got the wall striker, yeah. And we're just talking about that. Heart goes out to him. To be fair, yeah. Do you know what, mate? Like, not being funny. I had some news earlier on, funny enough, from a sort of family friend, and me and my missus were going to go to a fancy dress party in 2 weeks' time, and yeah, I was going to dress up as a fucking clown. You know what I mean? As you do. And found out tonight that her sister had just passed away from like a pancreatic sort of seizure, like, and it attacked the intestines and all that. Fucking choked us a little bit tonight, me and the missus. So, you know, we just got to crack on, and obviously that's been cancelled now. And yeah, it's sad, mate. And I feel for Antonio on that situation. I really do. Let's see what Phil's got to say. There he is, Mitch's boss. Are you sleeping on the sofa tonight? Nah, mate. I'm not. I'm not on the sofa tonight, mate. Was nearly the other day though. I'm gonna fucking lie. I knew it was the other day when I literally lost the plot with the old Cudders thing. She went to me, "Come on, mate, you got to calm down." And all that. I was like, "You're having a laugh," and obviously you have a few words, and yeah, she 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 give me a clump, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is. Antonio is too old. Before his accident, only scored 1 in 16 against Ipswich, so no longer good enough. Yeah, I understand that, mate. I I don't know what the answer is with West Ham with the striker front this year, but I'm at present I can't really think of a striker, or I can. Like, you got Dominic Calvert-Lewin and you got Callum Wilson, and they're the only cheap ones going at the minute. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much funds West Ham have got. If they've got funds, they're going to have to use them, and they're going to have to like put an injection of funds in. I don't like to mention them up in N17, but they're getting funds from outside investors. Where the fuck is Kadinsky's money then? That's the one thing that I need to answer is what's going on with that, because it seems like we've got a shit ton of owners at West Ham, and none of them want to invest any fucking money in this club. So um, that needs to be addressed, like the goalkeeper situation and all. Like, will we get the Palmer goalkeeper, or is that dead in the water? And Ramsdale is still available, people, and all. So don't want Ramsdale, mate. You don't want Ramsdale at this club. So yeah. Um, what we got? Let's have a look. Do you seriously think we're getting Harvey? I can't see it. Do you know what? I listened to X earlier because obviously all the boys are on there, and they sent me over the sort of voice note of what he was saying. I understand what he's saying. Obviously, the demand for Harvey Elliott right now is very, very high, and someone might be coming and pay the money. What I'm seeing with the betting side of it is Brighton are favourites to get him. But are Brighton going to go and drop 40, maybe 50 million for this geezer? I just don't see it. I don't think a club can afford to go in and spend that kind of money on Harvey Elliott, if that makes sense. And obviously, Liverpool win both ways because he's like pure profit. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, so the jury's out on that one. Like, the jury's well and truly out. Like, will Harvey Elliott be there come the end of the transfer window? Right. I don't think he's there. But as Dan says there, apparently Elliott wants us over Brighton, James. If he does, then West Ham have got to act. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a signing. When I said earlier on, we need a signing that's going to galvanise the fan base. That's a signing that galvanises the fan base straight away. Like, that gets everyone pushing in the same direction. That gets everyone like buzzing for the new season. You put Harvey Elliott into this side, it's a completely different feel. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the sort of players West Ham do need. Is he worth 40 million bags? Though I don't think he's worth 40 million. If I'm being honest, I think he's. What does 40 million really get you nowadays? That's the real question. Like, what does it really get you? Obviously Santos. I see that in the chat there. I want the Chelsea Brazilian midfielder. That's one of the best young others in the world. Someone said that to me today, funny enough. And Joe Cam, who's going to be coming on here very, very soon, young lad, he was told this about 4 days ago. He's in the WhatsApp group that he's in with us. Cam does all the like thumbnails for me, all the quality ones. Like, I do the shit ones, he does the quality ones. And Cam said someone told him, and it wasn't like X or anything. He said that they was looking at Santos, I think his name is. So um, anyone would be fucking handy at West Ham in a bit, wouldn't it? Let's be real. Lee Carsey could play a part in the deal. Well, it just basically he needs a club where he's going to be. His name is going to be like, when you're picking a club, you've got to be picking a club for one, first team football. Two, you need to feel the fan base and feel that where you're going, you're going to be appreciated for the services that you're about to deliver. For me, if we get Elliott, that's a very good signing, like extremely good. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think with the Paqueta situation, if Paqueta gets found not guilty and you want to sell him, you take him out, you bring Elliott in. You got a younger player, fresher, homegrown, goes on the quota. So it works out for everyone. If I'm being honest. Um, James, do you think Elliott suits Potter's style? I think he can play any style, mate. If I'm being honest, it's going to be interesting to see what Potter does this year, right? Because we can talk about money, we can talk about transfers, we can talk to a blue in the face. For me, if Potter starts getting these players in, I need to know what he's trying to achieve, like in the system. And we're going to know this in America. Not so much Saturday against Grasshoppers. I don't believe that's going to or anything's going to change there. I think it's just going to set up the same way. But when we play Manchester United, Everton, Bournemouth in America, obviously I'm going to be covering it. I'm going to be up fucking till the early hours of the morning watching it and then doing an after thought straight after. I will know after probably the Everton game, going into the Bournemouth game where West Ham are setting up as. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if we bring players in, we're popping the ball around and we're playing some fucking unbelievable stuff, then I'm going to be thinking, well, you know what? He's last season what he did was the right move because he got everyone right integrated into that system. Let's hope it works. Do you know what I'm saying? I just hate five at the back. That's one thing with me. It's a pet hate of mine. If Charlie Walsh was here or he's watching it behind the scenes, Charlie Walsh knows I fucking despise the five at the back situation. Yeah. I just don't like it. I find that we're not good enough to play a 3-4-3. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we're always defending. So yeah. Iron's disciple, I will be there, close up, excited to see. So many people I know are going over there, man. Geezer, who was on here the other week, Richard, he's going over there. Obviously, Lucas is going to be there. Lucas is going to watch what games he going to watch? Manchester United, I think it is. Chicago Hammers, I'll shout them out. They're going to be there. I think they're going to the Bournemouth game. No, Everton game. They're going to the Everton game. So there's going to be a lot of people there and seeing it live. Do you know what I'm saying? So it works out well. Elliott, Liverpool will probably want a buyback clause. They hate when teams do that. Yeah. Well, basically, what it was said that it was 40 million with the buyback, 50 million without it. He's not. Listen, Harvey Elliott's a good player. He done well in the under 21s, and I watched him twice in the semi final and the final, and I thought he was brilliant. I don't think he's a 50 million pound player, mate. If you want me to be real, if I was valuing him, I'd look at him about 35. Do you know what I'm saying? So I can understand the 40 million bracket, but um, he's not a 50 million pound player, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's done enough to warrant 50 million. But that tournament has generated that money for Liverpool, which, has helped them out. What we got? Let's have a look. Elliott, the next noble in midfield, in my opinion. I don't think so, mate. I'm hoping Freddie Potts can be that, if I'm being real. I really do. I think if he can turn up and perform, then that's all well and good. Let's have a look. James, Aaron second plays for Congo. And Diop plays for Senegal. So December, African nations will be cover their thoughts. Ollie Scholes, great comment. I didn't think of that. How are we gonna get around that in the in the new year? If Aaron's out and fuck me, I didn't think of that, mate. That's a good Pat. You've done well there, son. Pat Pong, you've done well. I don't know on that one, mate. I don't know. Did Congo qualify? I don't think they fucking qualified, did they? Where would Elliott play in a 5-3-2? Would he want to play with Bowen? Well, he can play on the left, can't he? He can play all across. He can play as a 10. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think Potter. One thing I noticed last year, he did revert to a 4-3-3 when he was under pressure. Potter, right? Amount of times where he used to set up in this sort of 3-4-3 or 3-4-1-2. Right, there's a few times he done that, and then there was game on it. I remember the game Bournemouth at home, and we was losing the game. He come out second half 4-3-3. He threw everything at it. But me, honestly, 4-3-3 is the system I want to see West Ham play. But the problem is we've got two centre halves who can't header a fucking ball. Literally, they can't header a ball for love of money. So we've got a bit of a problem on that. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're going to do with Nathan Guerrero either, because he looks like a right miserable bastard. Put your comments in about Nathan Guerrero, because I'll be honest, I see him the other day and he looked like, do you know, like when someone's there and they just can't be fucking bothered. As how he looked the other day, he was like, oh, I'm back at this shithole again, basically. Do you know what I'm saying? For me, his time's done. Like, I see something on X the other week. I had to put a comment in there. He done pretty well, the comment that I put in there. And someone said, Nathan Guerrero, Kilman, and Tadibo as a back three. And I said, well, who the fuck is heading the balls away? Like, do you know what I mean? Because none of them can head a ball away for love or money. And listen, for how much Panos will throw his head on the ball, his defensive ability is always a mistake there. Do you know what I'm saying? Personally, I think I'm going to be honest. I think Charlie Cresswell would be a good signing. Is he an 18 million pound player? I don't know about that one. If I'm being real, I think that's a bit strong. But he definitely needs to be looked at by West Ham. 100%. Like I think he's a sort. I watched him in them both them games when balls were coming in, and then like the last 10 minutes of the Germany game where they were sort of all over England. He was throwing his body on everything. And that one thing with West Ham that we love is people who throw their like body and their fucking art and wear the art for the shirt. I just don't think them two centre halves in Kilman and Tadibo, who I'm going to be straight, two big seasons for them next season. Like both of them have got to perform. Like Kilman, Kilman not so much because I think Kilman was all right. Yeah, but the only reason why Kilman sort of fell away a little bit because he had so much shit around him. Like he had Tadibo one week, he had Mavropanos another week. I remember one game where he had Cresswell and Sufal as his two centre halves. He like so Kilman not so much, but Tadibo 100%. Like this season, he needs to perform. Do you know what I'm saying? And you can't have it any other way if I'm being honest. Let's have a look. He's a bit light weight for the Prem. Agreed. Do you know what, mate? I think he's good on the ground, but in the air, he's always a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? He's always a problem. And when balls are coming in, and we need defensive cover, amount of times last year where crosses were coming in and they would just shine away from it. Like even I remember a game, Manchester City. And I think it was Alvarez who even pulled away from it, and people went absolutely berserk online. I mean, literally, they lost the plot. All he's got to do is go in for an header, and he's ducked out the header. So I think it was Foden's headed it, and obviously, ball come forward, they score. You've gone back to the monitor, and you see Alvarez just shitting himself out of an header, and I'm thinking, fuck me, like we don't need passengers like that. So um, Tossard's been touted out. It could be us in there. Uh, I think I don't know on that one, mate. I really don't. I would rather. Do you know what? I'd rather West Ham go for that Ethan Inweri. That's the boy's name? I'd rather him go for him. Yeah, if he ain't going to get no game time, I don't think Chelsea are coming back into him. Yeah, because Chelsea got about 100 fucking wingers and shit. If they want to get him out, get him on loan for a season with an option to buy. And imagine having him on one side and having Bone on the other side. You got your wingers there. Obviously, Crysencio Somerville is coming back, but he can't. We need to have cover. One thing with West Ham that I need to see this season is make sure that they've got players in positions who can actually do the fucking job. Like amount of times last season that we had players playing out of position, and it was so annoying. Do you know what I'm saying? When you're trying to set up and you're going, fucking hell, we got Kudus on the left when he's never left, and there was like centre halves that weren't even playing. You know what I mean? It was just shit. So uh, Harvey Elliott, the fifth time around's a charm. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Alvarez does it. Everybody's up in arms. Kilman does it. It's okay. Um, I think the difference is with Kilman. And listen, I understand people's frustration with Kilman. We all know we overpaid last year. Everyone knows that we paid over the top for Max Gilman. But what can we do? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you go and sell him, Max Gilman now, you're not getting 40 million for him. Absolutely not. Like, you'd be lucky if you get 30. Um, that that signing to this day still baffles the life out of me of why we're gone for Wolves' player. Do you know what I'm saying? But you know what? It's his first season. I thought he was okay for us. I don't think it was as bad as fucking Tadibo. And Tadibo pissed me off because he's played at Barcelona. he's played for France and he plays for us, and it's like he can't be fucking bothered. You know what I mean? But he does look leaner this time. So if Kilman is shit this season, what do we do? Fucking, you got said in the mate. Do you know what I'm saying? I like Trossard as a player, but he's 30s. Yeah, he can't. If we're going to go down this route of young up and coming players, we can't go and drop a 30-year-old in there. Simple as that. Because what's the fucking point? Um, uh, if he comes to us, he's going to want a guaranteed start. So the little I saw of them together, some of them thought had chemistry. Watch this space, I'm telling you. If we get the midfield right, do you know what, mate? It wouldn't be far off. I remember last year when they done their interviews, because they were signed both at the same time, Krug and Somerville, and they looked like they was, yeah, like they got on really well. Obviously, a year's gone past. I do remember games where Somerville was playing Krug in, and Krug was like, couldn't really get to grips with it. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope this year he can. Simple as that. Because I think we're going to need him quite a lot this year. I'll be very shocked if West Ham go out and buy an up and coming centre forward. I just can't see it. I think they work on the goalkeeper. I think they're going to get another centre half. I don't know what they're going to do about right back. I think left side's sorted out. I don't know what they're going to do about the right side. So obviously Sufal's gone. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's there. Then after that, we've got no one else. So we're going to need someone in that sort of position. And then the midfield's the major thing. Do you know what I'm saying? I think if you bring in 2 or 3 pairs of legs in there, no, tell you what, if you sign 2 players, bring Freddie Potts in, keep Souček. I don't know about James Ward-Prowse. I don't think it's enough. But in saying that, the amount of goals that Krug scored from James Ward-Prowse's corners, like obviously the game against Bournemouth says it all when he fucking whips a crossing from a corner straight on his head. Do you know what I'm saying? So, what's to become of Guilherme? He needs more minutes. Do you know what? He's one that I need to see in this pre-season, and hopefully he's ready to rock and roll. Obviously, X did say the other week that there had been offers for him. There was one in Ukraine, there was one in Holland, I think it was. And there was somewhere else. I can't remember where the last place was about Guilherme. But obviously he's still here. And he looks quite happy. Do you know what I'm saying? No matter how good a defender is, you can't expect him to defend consistently for 90 minutes without losing concentration or making a mistake. Last season, we seemed to be defending 90% of the time. I've got to say this. Mavropanos is that definition of that. He will play well, and there were so many times last season where he'll play absolutely brilliant, Mav, and then he'll go and lose his head. And you're going with a tackle in the box, and you think, oh, fuck me, you're going to give away a penalty or a red card or something stupid. We need consistent defenders. We really do. Robert Jack, hope you're well, mate, wherever you are. Give Southampton James Ward-Prowse back and some money for Fernandes. Do you know what, mate? I wouldn't oppose that. I think the fee, I think what it is, his wages are like 100 grand a week. And I just don't see where he fits. If you want me to be honest, if you're picking your best West Ham midfield right now, I don't know where he fits, mate. James Ward-Prowse, and is he going to be happy with a bit part role? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, Rob Hart should have been all over Walker Peters, right wing back, left wing back cover. He's going to Fenerbahce, mate. He's going to Fenerbahce apparently, or Besiktas. I'm sure it's one of the Turkish sides. If he goes there, he's obviously gone there for money. Liam says Mateus Fernandes looked decent for poor Southampton. Yeah, it looks all right, mate. Looks all right. The only issue with these young players, right, is that with us, do we have time to let them learn on the job for us, or do we need them to kick into gear straight away? I think at present we need some of these players, whoever we're signing, to hit the ground running straight away. Like, and obviously Potter's not a mug. Macaulay and Potter have worked together for a long, long time. Yeah, Swansea, Chelsea, Brighton. You know what I'm saying? So I would assume, right? I would assume that they will know they'll be targeting players for the position for the style of play that they want to play. So um, hopefully it works. We need power, pace, and bags of it. Just need some energy in there, mate. Like the midfield engine is just fucking dead, mate. We got a Ferrari with a fucking Fiat Punto fucking engine. It's just like we need a bit more than that. Um, we've got no choice, James. I think. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I really do. And that's what it is, if I'm being honest. I want to talk about something. A former player, and he has joined Dagenham and Redbridge, Mr. Andy Carroll. Uh, I'm going to say this, right, as I drink me water, trying to watch what I'm eating and drinking. Um, the other day, I was out and I messaged a mate of mine. I said, fancy a beer? He said, no, I'm out with the missus, so I can't meet up today. Then he messaged me back about 20 minutes later and said, you do know that there was cameras and a filming crew down at Dagenham and Redbridge yesterday. I said, and my mate's a bit of a wind up, so I went, nah, you're talking bollocks, mate. You're talking absolute bollocks. And he went, no, I'm telling you, James, it was. So I went, no, all right, whatever. All right. So I left it for the evening. I was with the missus, having something to eat. Literally, as I've ate something, my phone's gone. Looked at my phone, fucking Andy Carroll's like signing for Dagenham and Redbridge. Mate's fucking on the phone to me, like taking the piss. Unreal. Unreal. And you know what? I'm going to say this. It proves something at Dagenham and Redbridge, and I'm telling you because I was there, right? When they threw it, they went after the owner of the club at the time and said, "You need to fuck off, mate, because you're ruining this club." And he's no longer in charge, and they've been bought by a Qatari ownership. And obviously, Andy Carroll has gone in there with another one of Dagenham's ex players, and things are looking pretty fucking good there, mate. If I'm being honest. Andy Carroll owns a share of Dagenham now. Like he's like a shareholder into the club. And he's there. He's signed for 3 years and all. So um, for me, being literally 5 minutes from that ground in a motor, and I know everyone down there. Like, I know all the staff down there, and he's going to be in the bar after the games. And when I'm there, I'm going to try and collar him, mate, and try and say, right, give us a shout out on E20, mate. So that'd be Andy. But he seems like a nice geezer. Seems like a nice geezer, and that club's been through some shit over the last 12 months. Fucking not half. And they're slowly coming out the other side. But I think he'd be good. National League South. We ain't got to travel that far, so is what it is. Big Andy Carroll his day, injury free, decent player, loved, and elbows got stuck in. Do you know what? I remember the game, Arsenal at home, 3-3 draw. I backed West Ham that day. Yeah, it was like 10 years ago. Fucking mad, mate. Like me, I was fucking gambling when I was fucking 28. But 10 years ago, Arsenal played West Ham, final game at the bowling, Arsenal West Ham, and I think Arsenal went 1-0 up, if memory serves me right. And then obviously Carroll scored, he scored a hat trick, and West Ham come back. And I think West Ham went 3-2 up, and then we drew the game 3-3, if memory serves me right. I might be wrong on that. But yeah, he was a good player, just injuries fucked him. Do you know what I mean? He was just also a bit mismanaged and all. Like there was times where you could have like took him out of it and brought another striker in, and But tell you what, I think he's a fucking good striker. He was a good striker for us. Do you know what I'm saying? And you can never sort of get away from that. That's news. What warms my heart, James. Lucky duck, get him up there, mate. Yeah, is what it is. Remember the goal versus Manchester United? Yeah. Also remember the goal against fucking Palace, mate. He done like the scissor kick at the LS. And do you know what makes me laugh is he's only 36. He's 37 in January the 6th, right? And basically he's like one of the last real players who sort of played at Upton Park. Like there's a lot, all of them have started to disappear now. You know what I mean? Other than Prowse, who obviously played at Upton Park, but we still live on that. That Arsenal game was the first time I ever saw Arsenal play defensive against us. Yeah, because you had the old thing back in the day with Payet and Özil, and that's where the song come on, like Payet Özil, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. Man. I'm definitely going to get a few stories out of him. What it is, when I go over there from time to time, I always drink at the upstairs bar, and it's right next door to like the Bald, and sometimes the players come up and have a pint, and they go around and talk to the players. Obviously, you know me, I'm going to fucking collar him. I'm going to say, Andy, come and have a beer with us, mate. I mean, talk about West Ham and the good old days. And what makes me laugh is like I'm talking to him like he's an old fucking timer, mate. I'm older than him. Do you know what I'm saying? So um, James, get AC on E20. That'd be the move, mate. That'd be the move. Um, I'm worried West Ham going down. Do you know what, mate? Honestly, deuce to start. We need more. Yeah, and we're just gonna have to see in pre-season how they sort of shape up. I think Potter's he's got to start fast, Potter. Simple as that. If he starts slow, then it's gonna be an hard season. Um Amen. Andy Carroll was a really good striker for us. Irony is he didn't suffer from any injuries. He would have never come to us. He would most probably spent his career at Liverpool. True, true. But I'll tell you what. I was listening to James Collins talking about him, and at the time when they had the punch up out in Germany, as luck would have it, and yeah, just some of the stories, mate. When I go back 10 years, you look at the team 10 years ago: Mark Noble, Antonio, Bonner, Winston Reid, Payet. Fucking mad that that's 10 years ago, man. Like literally mad that that's 10 years ago. It's quite frightening, really, when you think about it, and you look at that team then, and you look at us now. Fucking hell. Really. I still don't think Dagenham will go up next season out of National League. I think they will, mate. They've got a new owner in charge, and basically what I heard, when was it? Yesterday, I think it was on a WhatsApp. He's basically like they ain't fucking about it. I think they've signed another striker and all who's like National League level. I think it's Michael Cheek. I think they're looking at and all. So, they're going for it, and fair play to them. Do you know what I'm saying? That they need to get out of that league as soon as possible. I know they're going to fire money at it. So, West Ham need a Qatari owner. I might have to have a word with the owner of Dagenham and see if he's got a brother or something. You know what I mean? James, who is the worst chairman? Sports Direct Ashley or ex Newcastle midget ringmaster Sullivan? Fucking hell, good question, mate. For me, it's always going to be Sullivan, mate, because I just don't think his heart's in it with us. I think he just values the money over ambition. You can't question Newcastle's ambition. Ever since their ownership's come in, all they've done is gradually progressed. And there's going to come a time where they've won the League Cup. Do you know what I mean? If they lose Isak, which is looking fucking likely that they could lose Isak, that you'll see where they are. But they've even sorted that out. Hugo Ekitike, a fucking player that we could have had a year and a half ago. They're looking at him. Do you know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for fucking Steiden going around the whole of Brazil looking for a brass, then we might have had him. So Uh, what we've got here? Ashley never sold their home, put it onto flats. So true, mate. Lee Bradbury's the manager of Daggers, ex-Man United player. Yeah, I know Lee Bradbury, fucking good striker. I know he was back in the day. Lee Bradbury, I remember him at Bournemouth. So yeah, right. What we've got here? See what Eamon's got to say. Our owners are the worst. Newcastle still have the spiritual home until we own the LS. We'll always be known as tenants. Do you know what? It's so hard to hear, it? When you hear that, that's so hard to accept. For me, a lot of the lads like who come on this platform where I do spaces with to say, yeah, look, we're making signings. We shouldn't be in this situation in the first place. Do you know what I'm saying? And the questions have to be asked of why we're in this situation. Now, for me, I just hope Potter gets fully backed. I really do. All right. I think they've got the youth. They've fucked about with the youth, but they've managed to get that one. I look at other clubs, and maybe it's just us. Yeah. And I'll put this to the chat. I've got 94 people in. Smash a like on the video. Is it us that we struggle to get a deal done? And we seem to drag it out because it seems like other clubs, Villa, go in, bang, get the player, gone. Chelsea, straight in, gone. I'm going to say them up the road, but Tottenham, go in there, bang, get the player, gone. Like it seems like we go in there, and it's like we're doing it for the banter, like or we're trying to troll them or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is, and it seems like it just goes on when West Ham should have got the deal done. Now, I just hope that the youth deal isn't like a little bit of a smokescreen to say, right, well, yeah, we need to get rid of Judas, got youth, and then well, are we looking at other targets? I've got a feeling that West Ham are going to sell another player but face on another one. I've always said that, right? So I'll be shocked if they go in and sign another player straight after the youth, yeah, unless they sell someone. If they have to sell someone, it's like basically it's like one in, one out policy at West Ham this season. So, I think we have to work harder to get players to join us. Most of them don't want to come. Yeah, but do you know what though? I agree on that comment, but that's the fucking hard thing about it. Do you know what I'm saying? That 2 years ago, many teams struggled to get players, and we was the one in the know. But oh, West Ham in first talks, West Ham second talks. Monaco is interested. West Ham still in talks. Get in there. Yeah, I do not understand that, and I have so many arguments on social media about that when they say, "Oh, it's negotiations, it happens." And if they accept the first offer, you've overpaid. I think that's the biggest line of bollocks ever, mate. If a club is not going to budge, right, then you're just wasting time. So it is what it is. As long as it's not buying, I'm okay with whoever they sell. True. Let's get done. It's crazy. We rent a stadium and don't own one. Do you know what? We don't own fuck all, really, mate. If I'm being real, the training ground and all that. And the thing is, this season is like make or break for Sullivan for me. It really is. Like, if he really cared, he would be looking at this season and going, right, you've got so many teams in Europe. West Ham could break into Europe this year, right? Because if West Ham was to invest, you've got the big six. You've got Newcastle in there. You've got Nottingham Forest in there. You've got Palace in there. Um, there's so many clubs in Europe, and if we was to play our cards right, one game a week with a strong enough side, we could break into the Conference League next year. We really could. And I just don't see it. I just don't see them having the ambition to get there. I think with Moyes, they had a result. They had the biggest fucking result you could ever ask when they had someone who was working to a plan, and the plan was working consistently. And they was thinking, well, they thought all their fucking golden eggs had hatched. So, no director, no voice, apart from Sullivan. He's the only one who likes his people. Will sort us. That's the only thing I will say, right? And I've called this for a long, long time, right? I just hope there isn't a deal where Sullivan's going to get involved and say, "Well, we're going to go and get that player for you," like a Callum Wilson, someone like that, because that would fucking irritate me. Because if Potter, I'd rather Potter and McCauley pick the players and Sullivan stays out of it. But I've got a feeling that there'll be somewhere along the line where Sullivan will get involved with a player. He just does it every single time, and we have to see. Here's one, James. I told Tony from Hammers Football TV, did Potter know his first 11, but would he know it's now if he added any new additions to his team? Good question, mate. Good question. Be interesting to see what his 11 is. Because do you know what? I couldn't fucking tell you, really. If you want me to be honest. If I was to sit here and go, right, he's start 11, probably Areola. Um, if it's a back three, it's Kilman, Tadibo, and one other. Obviously, it'd be Diouf now. Wemba, Saka, wing backs. The midfield, that's the problem. That needs to be addressed. And in the centre forward, Fulkrug, and then there's no one else. Do you know what I'm saying? West Ham need a spine of a side, and they've signed a left wing back at the minute. Yeah, and what it is, they're going to get rid of Emerson because I think Emerson's going. Right, I'll be very, very shocked if Emerson is here come the start of like once the window's shut. So I think Emerson's at the door. I've been calling this one for a while. I've always had a feeling he wants to go back to Italy and finish his career in Italy. So, I've got a funny thing. We're still Aaron Wemba second. We ain't saying Aaron Wemba's out, mate. I don't, I don't think Potter can adapt as a coach. We're going to find out at Harvey, mate. We're going to find out 100% if he can or not. Let's have a look on social media before I make a move. He's going to go two up top like last year. But who's the two, though, mate? Because if it's Bowen and Fulkrug, then he's basically playing Bowen out of fucking position, isn't he? Which makes no sense. Let's have a look, see what Dad's got to say. E20, started listening, but started to fall asleep. It's been the same shit for years now. Nothing changes. Need the Welsh dwarf gone. I'm going to send her a message back today. Wake up. We have signed. Let's have a think of a player. Signed Callum Wilson. Wilson. There you go. Laugh out, lad. There you go. Gotta go, mate. Great chat. Terence, hope you're well. Take care, mate. I'm gonna make a move in a minute myself. We need a lot more than Diouf. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I agree. Is that everything? Yeah, that's everything, I think. And I think that's me done and all. Right, I'm gonna make a move on that. Thank you very much. I've done over an hour. That's very good. Oh, got a comment here from Trevor. The one thing that frustrates me the most is the state of the training facilities. Why would any players, coaches, or staff choose us over any of a Premier League side? Completely agree. Comment of the night right at the end there from Trevor. The training ground is anyone who's not familiar with Rush Green. Now I am because I live around the corner from there. It's an old fucking like non-league Sunday league sort of setup. Folds United have been going for a long, long time, but it's a fucking dive, really, mate, if I'm being honest. It's like going to your basic gym. So, there's a lot of questions that I asked about this ownership. I really do. And for me, it just feels like they're just waiting for that stadium and the surrounding areas, and then they're going to fuck off. The sooner they get it and they get what they want, and the better. But, the worst thing that can happen to West Ham is if he hands it down to Jack. Because if he hands it down to Jack, you're just carrying on the burden. And all it'd be doing is shifting from father to son, basically. So, and the thing is, I don't want to go on a rant on this because it does wind me up. But what is the ambition from them? Because their ambition doesn't match their finances. It's like they try and want the fucking Knightsbridge experience, but on a fucking Lidl's fucking sort of fund. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that ain't gonna work. Do you know what I'm saying? So this week's gonna be interesting, right? If West Ham can get Juve done, which I believe they're gonna get done tomorrow, right? And I think it's pretty much done. If West Ham can get another player in before they go to play, obviously Grasshoppers at the weekend, then great. We all know how things can turn around in the space of like 2-3 days. Do you know what I'm saying? So we just have to wait and see on it. But they need some players in, and I need to see. I'm looking forward to Saturday. I am, because it'd be interesting to see how it is. Obviously, we've got to understand that it's like a fitness game, so can't take it too hard. But Manchester United, Everton, and Bournemouth in America is the one. Because if we go there and we get piped against them sides, then people's attitudes will soon change. Anyway, that's enough from me. Please do smash a like on the video. Goes a long way. Please do subscribe to E20 Zone TV. That also goes a long way. I'm going to tell you something there, people. I've got 84 people in the chat. Let me just check this. I am currently 19 away from the 5K club. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be an emotional time if I do that. Because I remember when I first started, fucking 6 people in the chat. And to nearly get 5K is like, yeah. It means that we're doing all right on here. And also the video that Jay done the other day, and all the people said about him doing videos, fucking, I find these people, right? I'm on the lookout for others. Do you know what I mean? I'm always looking out for people who I know that will benefit us as a group. Do you know what I'm saying? Because E20 is like fucking the family, mate. We have some fucking Barneys in our WhatsApp group. I'm not gonna lie. And if it ain't me and Mitch, or it ain't me and Clive, or Clive and Mitch, or whoever, we always sort of speak it out. And obviously, little Cam is gonna make his appearance on here. He's got fucking lot to say, the kid. I'll give him that. But it is what it is. If you want to become a member of the channel, support the cause also. It goes a long way. Anyway, that's enough of me. I'm talking absolute spiel now. I'll be back probably tomorrow. I'll have a look, see what's going on tomorrow. Hopefully we get the announcement and we can all discuss it further on that. Anyway, much love to you out there. Be safe, be well. RIP Lisa Singleton. Sorry for your loss, man. Peace.